Hello there, and welcome to ServiceM8, partner in Ireland. And we're going to walk through a customized workflow that was built for a client. You can see here that we have built a queues on the top, and each queue represents the process that's needed for each stage during a job. In this case, we can see if we clicked on queues, we can see that, new inquiry, pending quotes, quote sent, and then it moves along to quote approved, deposit paid, measured in workshop, parts on order, etc., etc., until it moves right up till the end. What this means is that every time you create a job or a job card, it moves into a category at the stage it needs to go. And at any given time, there's no mix up of what needs to be done with that job because each time, let's look at this new inquiry. So normally we would go and we create a job card. These are templates we've created for different companies. But let's say we already have a job card opened up. So we'll go to the new inquiry. We'll double click on the job card and then we'll put in the name and the address. It's obviously still a quote, so it's going to be what section it's going to be in. So it's probably starting off the sales, okay, and then we'll put in what's required. We'll then put in a checklist maybe at the bottom of the list what needs to be done to ensure that it moves to the correct process. And then we can list the name on the bottom. We can put the billing on the bottom. We can put the property management on the bottom. Over on the right hand side, we can also do notes. So we can share a note with another engineer. We can tag another engineer or we can tag somebody else in the company to let them know that, you've moved it. So, maybe I might tag, say if I tag myself and I was to say, hold this job. Okay, and then I save it. So then I've let it know that hold. So if somebody reads the notes, they'll see that it's on hold. I can attach images, photographs at any stage. I can attach PDFs at any stage. And then, of course, there's lots of other things that you can do. Knowledge, you can apply a template, you can print it. If we were to go into this invoice, the billing side, so we would apply what needs to be done. So let's say that was a carpet that's going to be cleaned and it's 124.85, 110 plus VAT. And then we can send the quote to the customer. Once it's approved and it comes back, it will automatically move itself to work order, which means now it becomes blue, and then we can move it into a different section. And once we move it into a different section, it will then populate itself in one of these at the top. So whoever's involved or whoever's responsible for each department can see exactly which jobs are in which place. So let's say quote sent. So let's double click on Mrs. Walsh here. Now we can see that Mrs. Walsh, say, has decided to proceed, so it goes to a work order. So basically what happens is then we've applied a badge here, so we'll follow up in a year's time, a reminder to follow up in a year's time with that customer, or maybe send her an email or whatever the case may be. And then we've also put a checklist at the bottom to say, yes, we have all the details, the scope is discussed, and then the site visit is required. So now we can schedule it in. So we'll maybe go and book it in. We'll allocate an engineer, we'll book in the time and the date and how long it's going to take, and then schedule it into the calendar. At this stage, then, we might look at connecting a form to it. So maybe there's a particular form that we want. Maybe it's a certificate, maybe it's just a quotation form, maybe it's a checklist of some description to suit the actual job. Whatever it is, we can attach it to it. And we pre-built all the forms to suit this client. So all their certificates, all their inquiries, all their checklists are all custom to suit this individual client. And each time we apply them, they apply over here on the right hand side. So you always see the full history of everything that happens with a job card. And then, of course, when it comes to the end, it moves then into completed and it goes green. And then we move it into the stage that it needs to go to, whether it's warranty or whatever the case may be. And then we save it. But once we save that, let's keep this a work order. Once we close that, it'll automatically move into the queue up the top. And at any given time, we can look at our queues here. We can take a job that's in a queue, we can drop it into one of the other ones if it's moved to another stage. We can search in the global bar here. We can search for a name, a number, a phone number, and maybe a job reference card, whatever the case may be.